powerful impact shatters the scene with a deafening crash. A young blonde man slams his sword against a barrier, screaming for it to break. Behind the energy field, a monstrous dragon roars as a voice cries out Ariana's name. A single gloved hand reaches out in a gesture of utter helplessness. The view pans across the scene, showing the hand, a fallen girl, and the looming beast. Injured and weak, Ariana groans, urging her companion to flee and save themselves. She lies vulnerable on the ground as the dragon rages, a figure trapped nearby. Ariana's expression becomes one of wide-eyed horror and disbelief. The blonde man, Tyler, screams her name, his fists clenched in pure anguish. The scene shifts to the calmer past, showing the adventurers at a dungeon's entrance. Tyler takes the lead, confidently directing the party down the left path. Ariana smiles, commenting to him on how smoothly their journey has been so far. Deeper in the cavern, Tyler warns his companions to stay on their guard. From the encroaching darkness, a clawed hand appears with a menacing growl. A horde of shadowy creatures with glowing eyes emerges from the gloom. A man with glasses, Zekt, confidently tells the others to lead the monsters to him. He unleashes a powerful fireball spell, engulfing the creatures in flames. The other party members, Feda and Ariana, are shown preparing their own magical attacks. The entire group works in perfect unison, dispatching their foes with coordinated strikes. They move through this cavern, their teamwork evident in the heat of battle. A surviving monster suddenly lunges towards a startled Ariana. Tyler instantly dashes forward to intercept the attack. He places himself between Ariana and the creature, shielding her from harm. With the last monster defeated, he confidently declares the area clear. He checks on Ariana, who smiles gratefully, and confirms she is unhurt. She praises his constant vigilance, but he humbly dismisses it as nothing. He clenches his fist, lamenting his own frustrating inability to use magic. A memory reminds him that his magical talent has failed to awaken for 2 years. He recalls his vow to become an adventurer to care for his sister, Echika. Zekt listens to his teammate's self-pity with a cold, dismissive look. He bluntly tells Tyler that his personal feelings are irrelevant to his father. The girls quickly defend Tyler, praising his strategies and helpful leadership. Ariana suggests a birthday party, but Zekt sternly insists they remain focused. Suddenly, the entire cavern begins to shake violently. Ariana cries out in alarm, stumbling as the ground trembles beneath her feet. A deafening guttural roar echoes from the darkness ahead. A massive, shadowy form with glowing eyes appears, stunning the party in the silence. The creature is revealed to be a colossal winged wyvern, radiating immense power. The beast lets out another terrifying roar, its fanged maw open wide. A panicked Theta calls out, asking if her companions are all right. The party huddles together, confirming they are uninjured, but panting in terror. Tyler curses the situation, completely bewildered by the monster's appearance. A desperate Zekt turns to Tyler, frantically asking for an escape plan. The wyvern flies menacingly through the large open cavern. Tyler suggests a plan to lure it away, but it is quickly dismissed as too risky. Under pressure, Tyler admits he has not yet devised a working strategy. Zekt mockingly demands that Tyler showcase one of his incredible strategies. Ariana glares at Zekt, her expression hardening with anger at his words. Zekt loses his composure, screaming that they are all going to die. Ariana tries to calm him, but he furiously tells her to shut up. He turns his rage on Tyler, calling him a retard for lacking magic. He screams at Tyler to stop being useless and think of a way out of here. Zekt reveals he only kept Tyler around, hoping his famous lineage would be useful. He delivers a final, cruel insult, calling Tyler terribly useless. Ignoring the conflict, Feda and Ariana discuss needing to lure the wyvern away. Ariana realizes their plan would work perfectly if only they had some bait. Hearing this, a sinister idea begins to form in Zekt's mind. He quietly acknowledges the dark thought with a chilling realization. He whispers his wicked plan to his shocked female companions. A close-up shows Zekt whispering his idea into Feda's ear. Ariana confronts him, her voice filled with horror as she asks if he is serious. Tyler demands to know what terrible things Zekt is planning. Zekt approaches Tyler with a cruel smirk, whispering unheard words to him. He then shoves Tyler forward with a sudden, violent push. Tyler is sent stumbling, completely blindsided by the act of betrayal. Zekt states that Tyler is perfectly suited for creating an escape opportunity. A close-up on Zekt's waist shows his dual swords, ready for action or escape. Tyler, now on the ground, looks back at Zect in utter disbelief. Theta turns away, offering Tyler a hollow apology for what she's about to do. She erects a crackling energy barrier, trapping a screaming Tyler inside. Ariana cries out in disbelief, questioning Theta, who can only apologize again. Standing with Zect, Theta coldly states that she cannot afford to die here. Trapped and desperate, Tyler pounds on the barrier, yelling for Theta to free him. The massive wyvern looms just outside the magical prison, its new prey cornered. The beast lets out a roar, its attention now fully on the trapped swordsman. As Zect urges them to flee, Tyler pleads for them to wait for him. He asks Zect if this is all a joke, reminding him of their shared battles. With a desperate look, he asks if their bond as companions means nothing. Zect scoffs, contemptuously repeating the word companions. He cruelly lectures that the term is reserved only for those of the same class. As they drag a resisting Ariana away, Zect sneers that the useless thing is finally useful. Tyler is left alone inside the barrier, facing the terrifying Batwing monster. His expression hardens with resolve. He refuses to die in such a place. He desperately searches his mind for any possible way to survive. The thought of his sister, Echika, waiting for him at home fuels his determination. He summons a blade of pure water as the monster prepares to strike. A massive dome of water suddenly erupts, cast by a returned and resolute Ariana. Tyler asks why she came back. She reveals she punched Zect in the face. She fiercely asks if he truly believes she would abandon him and run away. The wyvern immediately smashes into her shield, shattering the defense with ease. She smiles, vowing they will survive so she can see Echika again. Tyler watches her brave stand, his face a mask of awe and deep concern. Declaring they have a party to hold, Ariana summons a bow made of swirling water. She unleashes a powerful magical arrow, but it barely phases the massive beast. Tyler watches with growing dread, a worried expression on his face. He knows that even with her loyalty and power, Ariana cannot win this fight. The enraged wyvern swings its massive claw in a devastating arc. The attack shatters Ariana's shield, sending her flying with a cry of pain. The violent impact is emphasized with a sharp sound effect and flying debris. Tyler screams her name from his prison, begging her to stop and just run. Trapped behind a barrier, Tyler desperately feels he must do anything to save his friend. His eye reflects his intense determination as he faces an impossible situation. A mysterious countdown appears in his vision, leaving him to wonder what it means. The massive wyvern slams its claw down with devastating force near the fallen Ariana. In a flash of horror, Tyler's eye widens as he witnesses the imminent attack. He furiously pounds on the energy wall, cursing his own powerlessness to intervene. The monster's heavy clawed foot stomps onto the rocky ground, shaking the cavern. With only 1 second remaining, the beast snarls, its face inches from its target. Pouring his will into a final push, Tyler roars for the barrier to just break. The immense creature looms over the helpless Ariana, ready to deliver the final blow. Looking up with wide eyes, Ariana lets out a soft sound of resigned fear. At the last possible moment, the countdown ends and the magical barrier shatters completely. Tyler instantly appears before Ariana, screaming her name as he faces the monster. His eyes glow with newfound power as a message announces the activation of his talent. A colossal wave of water erupts from his will, crashing down upon the shocked wyvern. Amidst floating water droplets, Tyler looks at his own hands in utter bewilderment. He summons a status screen, questioning if he was truly responsible for the attack. The screen confirms his mastery of 7 elements, linking it to the previous countdown. He ponders this impossible activation as Ariana wordly calls out his name from below. Still on the ground, Ariana looks up at him with a mixture of awe and concern. A confident smile forms as Tyler turns to her, reassuring her to leave it to him. The recovering wyvern lets out a furious roar, preparing to attack the two adventurers again. Gripping his sword tightly, Tyler feels an immense and unfamiliar power overflowing inside him. His gaze sharpens with absolute focus as he prepares to channel his new abilities. He announces his intention to use his lightning magical talent against the fearsome beast. Raw electricity crackles and glows along his blade, humming with immense energy. With a powerful cry, he unleashes a devastating electric slash towards the monster. The attack connects squarely, creating a blinding explosion of light and force upon impact. The sheer power of the blow sends the massive creature flying across the cavern floor. The wyvern crashes to the ground with a deafening thud, its body contorting in defeat. Its form begins to dissolve into particles of dark energy, signaling its final moments. A notification screen appears, showing their ranks and talents have massively increased, shocking them both. Ariana grabs Tyler's arm in joyous disbelief, exclaiming that they have defeated the wyvern. Amidst the post-battle glow, a young girl cheers, exclaiming how amazing and cool Tyler was. Suddenly, Ariana's strength fails, and she collapses forward into Tyler's waiting arms. With a weak laugh, she admits she had forgotten her injuries and mentions needing a potion. A look of resolve crosses Tyler's face. He believes he can now heal her himself. Looking up with concern, Ariana softly questions what he is planning to do. He instructs her to remain still, preparing to channel his newly acquired light talent. While holding her hands, Tyler concentrates deeply, attempting to summon his healing magic. He mutters in frustration, realizing the technique is not working as the books described. With a desperate shout, he commands his power to intensify and heal Ariana immediately. A small girl appears beside him, responding to his command with, "Yes, master." In a bright flash and a puff of smoke, the mysterious girl suddenly vanishes. A cheerful white cat appears midair, telling its dear master to leave everything to it. Both Tyler and Ariana are left staring in utter disbelief at the bizarre transformation. Completely bewildered, Tyler can only manage a confused, "Ha!" as the cat lands on him. His hand is shown as he repeats his urgent command for Ariana to be healed now. Leaping into action, the cat enthusiastically responds to its master's desperate call. It confidently tells them to leave the task to it, meowing as it moves. The cat then places its small paws directly on Tyler's own hand to demonstrate. Tyler gasps, shocked to feel the minor pain in his hand slowly disappearing. Puffing its chest proudly, the small creature declares that this is its incredible power. It explains that as a spirit, healing is just one of its many useful specialties. Amazed by this, Tyler asks if it can also heal Ariana, which it confirms. The cat states it must prepare itself, but Tyler impatiently urges it to hurry up. With a sly glance, the cat decides it cannot be helped and turns toward Ariana. It leaps towards the surprised young woman, initiating its next magical transformation. In a brilliant flash of light, the cat becomes a young girl with fluffy ears and a tail. The newly formed cat girl giggles softly as she approaches a startled Ariana. She whispers her intention to begin the healing process, much to their shared confusion. The cat girl kisses a flustered Ariana, explaining this method is for serious wounds. Crying out in embarrassment, Ariana begs for Tyler not to look at the intimate scene. Tyler immediately covers his eyes with his gloved hands, stammering his compliance. Pulling back with a cheerful peace sign, the cat girl announces the healing is complete. Ariana marvels that her injuries are gone, offering a sincere thank you for the help. The cat girl gets close to her master, sniffing him and noting his special, lovely scent. She then whispers a comment about Ariana's smell, which earns a flustered reaction. Ariana looks on, her expression a mixture of surprise and shock at the strange events. Q happily reports to a kneeling Tyler that all of Ariana's injuries are now healed. Turning her attention back to him, she eagerly insists that he hurry up and give her a name. Tyler smiles warmly, deciding to call the helpful cat girl Caillou in honor of her aid. Overwhelmed with joy, Q's face lights up in a moment of pure, unrestrained happiness. She throws her arms up in a cheer, exclaiming how wonderful her new name is. Getting incredibly close, she thanks her master profusely, causing him to blush deeply. Witnessing this intimate display, Ariana stares with a look of pure shock and jealousy. Q flashes a playful peace sign and lets out a cute meow before she departs. As her form fades away, she tells Tyler to summon her whenever he is in need. Just as she vanishes, Ariana suddenly grabs Tyler's tunic, calling out his name urgently. She pulls him closer, stammering with nervous energy as he looks on in complete surprise. In a bold and sudden move, she kisses the completely stunned and wide-eyed swordsman. Pulling away, she nervously explains that it was only her way of expressing her thanks. Overcome with embarrassment, she quickly announces she is going to change her clothes. A moment later, she returns, now fully dressed in her combat gear and looking composed. Announcing she's ready, she tells Tyler not to let his guard down as they proceed. A close-up captures Tyler's determined and focused expression as he prepares to move on. He confidently summons a powerful flame sword, his blade erupting in roaring fire. Impressed by the display, Ariana praises his powerful voice and how great he looked. Tyler rubs the back of his neck, sheepishly admitting he may have overdone the dramatic call. She reassures him that looking cool while using an impressive skill suits him perfectly. The two adventurers stand together, poised at the dark entrance to another cave passage. From the deep shadows ahead, dozens of glowing, malevolent eyes suddenly appear. As Tyler notes their large numbers, Ariana steps forward, declaring she will handle it. With a sharp, focused gaze, she draws back the string of her bow, taking aim. She lets the arrow fly with a powerful shout, unleashing her attack in a flash. Tyler closes his eyes for a brief moment, gathering his own power for a follow-up strike. Ariana immediately shouts a command, telling Tyler to execute his move now. He unleashes a devastating blast of energy, joining her in a coordinated assault. Standing in the quiet aftermath, Tyler turns and expresses his gratitude to Ariana for her help. With a playful wink, the armed woman confidently asks her partner about their great teamwork. With a confident smile, Tyler agrees with his companion's assessment of their teamwork. His attention is suddenly caught by something on the ground just ahead of them. He identifies the broken sword as Zek's, while Ariana voices her contempt. Tyler suggests postponing revenge, earning Ariana's quiet admiration for his kind nature. They leave the dungeon, a natural formation scarring the earth near a town. Inside the Adventurers Guild, a required checkpoint, Tyler announces their successful return. Their arrival is met with sheer terror from a receptionist who believes she sees ghosts. The receptionist panics about finding an exorcist, while they insist they are alive. She explains her shock, revealing Zekt had reported them both as dead in battle. In a side room, they finally confront their former party members, Zekt and Theta. Zekt leaps up in utter disbelief, demanding to know how Tyler is still alive. He grits his teeth in frustration, unable to comprehend the unbelievable situation. Theta remains silent, looking down as a shocked Zekt stares at her. A guild official begins a formal hearing, demanding Zekt explain his false report. Zekt struggles to find the words to defend his cowardly actions. Tyler interrupts, boldly declaring that Zekt's entire report is a complete lie. He accuses Zekt of using him as bait, despite having ample time to escape. The official turns his sharp gaze to Theta, asking for her testimony. Theta confirms the truth, admitting they abandoned Tyler to save their own lives. The official notes the outrageous crime of faking a report to the guild. He delivers his judgment, demoting Zekt and Theta and disbanding their group. Zekt is utterly stunned by the harsh verdict, letting out a choked gasp. Later, he slams his fist down in a fit of pure, unadulterated rage. He seethes, unable to accept his demotion to the Beginners Guild. Ariana coolly suggests he has something more important to say to Tyler. Zekt lashes out, screaming at Tyler for not having died as expected. Ariana rises to her feet, furiously confronting Zekt for his audacity. The entire group is caught in the tense and explosive confrontation. Theta calmly informs Zekt she can no longer follow his cowardly ways. Tyler and Ariana watch silently as their former party finally dissolves completely. Theta walks away with a somber expression, leaving her past behind her. Sometime later, a young girl stands outside a house under a cloudy sky. Inside, Tyler looks on with a serious expression, contemplating his new future. Ariana informs Tyler his gear will be ready tomorrow, which he quietly accepts. Suddenly, she calls out his name, capturing his immediate and surprised attention. With a bright smile, she proposes they return home to throw a birthday party. As he expresses hesitation, she insists, explaining how long Ichika has been preparing. Their journey concludes at a small, cozy house with a welcoming light on. The front door flies open as Ichika joyfully launches herself into her brother's arms. Caught off guard by the enthusiastic embrace, Tyler is visibly startled. With a beaming face, Ichika warmly welcomes her big brother home at last. She playfully chides him for his lateness, though her smile shows her happiness. Looking around, Ichika questions why only the two of them have come back. Ariana gently explains that an unexpected situation arose with the others. Apologizing for the wait, Ariana cheerfully suggests they begin the celebration now. Just then, Ichika's happy expression fades as she suddenly feels dizzy and unwell. Reacting instantly, Tyler catches his sister as she collapses weakly into his arms. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, they decide to carry her inside immediately. Now, Ichika rests on a bed, looking pale and exhausted from her sudden illness. Ariana asks about her condition, while Tyler feels pain thinking of her waiting alone. Despite feeling weak, Ichika insists it is nothing and still wants to celebrate. Touched by her selflessness, Tyler resolves to act and calls out for Q-chan. In a puff of smoke, a small white cat appears, announcing its immediate arrival. Lying in bed, Ichika stares in wide-eyed confusion at the magical cat's appearance. As the cat becomes a girl, Ichika wonders aloud, but Tyler promises an explanation later. The cat girl leans in close, correctly identifying the girl as her master's sister, Ichika. She astutely diagnoses Ichika's chronic illness as an inherited condition healers couldn't fix. With great confidence, Q-chan asks them to leave the situation entirely to her. Leaning over the bed, Q-chan administers her healing by gently licking Ichika's cheek. The girl lets out a small sound of surprise as the magical healing begins. She sits up in amazement, remarking on how her strength has suddenly returned. Full of energy, Ichika joyfully shows her brother her recovery, leaving him relieved. Ariana explains that her own healing abilities are limited and couldn't provide a full cure. Q-chan reveals a permanent cure is possible, but it requires rare Haoma herbs. Hearing this for the first time, Tyler is unfamiliar with the Haoma herbs. As they prepare to celebrate, Q-chan proudly states she can do anything for her master. With his newfound abilities, Tyler holds a strange, glowing skull-like object. Ichika and Ariana present a feast, joyfully wishing Tyler a happy birthday. Enjoying the food, Tyler gives a satisfied thumbs up to his happy companions. The two girls sing the birthday song with unrestrained, cheerful energy. Beaming with pride, Ichika presents the beautiful birthday cake she has prepared. The cake is adorned with fruit, a cookie, and the number 17. Ariana then offers him a small, carefully wrapped box as her present. After he thanks her, she shyly urges him to open the gift. Inside the box, he is surprised to find a simple, elegant ring. Ichika excitedly suggests that Ariana should be the one to put it on. With a gentle touch, Ariana begins to slide the ring onto his finger. A moment of shared panic erupts as they realize it's on his ring finger. Blushing furiously, Ariana insists it was his fault for how he held his hand. A flustered Tyler calmly accepts her frantic explanation for the mix-up. The ring now rests on his left hand, a symbol of their bond. He smiles warmly at his hand as Ariana and Ichika look on happily. Ichika then enthusiastically invites Ariana to stay for a sleepover. From their doorway, the girls wish Tyler a good night before turning in. Alone in his room, Tyler lies awake with a troubled expression. He is consumed with uncertainty about what his future now holds. Frustration mounts as he realizes he is completely unable to fall asleep. He finds Ariana in the common area, who admits she is also restless. While serving tea, she shares the good news of Ichika's improved health. Tyler then asks her what their plans should be starting the next day. He reveals that Q-chan knows of a herb that could cure Ichika's illness. With burning resolve, he declares his intention to level up as fast as possible. Ariana offers her unwavering support, certain he can accomplish his goal. His tone turns serious as he prepares to ask her something important. A painful flashback of a past failure flashes through his mind. Ariana waits patiently for him to finish his serious, unspoken question. Their eyes meet in a moment of quiet, intense understanding. He earnestly asks her to form an official adventuring group with him. Her face lights up with a radiant smile as she immediately agrees. An exclamation mark signals a sudden realization as a character's eye widens in surprise. In a quiet moment, Ariana makes a heartfelt vow to always be by Tyler's side. Her expression is serious and devoted as she faces him, solidifying her earnest promise. Taking his hand in hers, she gently covers the finger where he wears a simple ring. She then lifts his hand to her lips, placing a reverent kiss upon his knuckles. Looking into his surprised eyes, she reaffirms her vow to stay with him no matter what. With a playful wink, Ariana promises not to hold him back, earning a warm smile from Tyler. Their mugs prepare to touch as one of them calls out for a celebratory cheer. They clink their cups together, officially marking the birth of their new two-person adventuring group. Outside a grand guild hall, their new journey is set to begin under a bright sky. At the reception desk, an official confirms she will process their request to form a party. Standing together, they acknowledge their new goal: conquering dungeons to find a cure for Ichika. A montage of adventurers depicts the difficult path and challenges that await them. Tyler thoughtfully studies a large quest board, realizing they need high bounty missions to rank up. Full of energy, Ariana excitedly points out a mission to defeat an orc king for a huge reward. He considers the A3 grade monster, recalling his unrewarded victory over a much stronger S3 wyvern. Ariana smiles confidently, asking if she has found a good quest for them to undertake. Agreeing to her choice, Tyler accepts the quest paper from his pleased partner. A hand rustles another quest paper, indicating a new option is being considered. Tyler thoughtfully asks for Ariana's opinion on a different mission he has selected. This new quest involves collecting Mandragola, a plant monster with a dangerous piercing cry. Ariana is completely shocked by the massive 100,000 belly bounty for such a simple task. Tyler wonders if the unusually high reward suggests the mission is secretly very difficult. Determined to get home to Echiga, Ariana pushes him towards the desk to accept the quest. A guild worker appears with their repaired armor, which Ariana sees as a very lucky sign. They venture into a vast and dense jungle dungeon, searching for their unseen target. Tyler complains about the generic clue, while a panting Ariana struggles with the thick foliage. From the undergrowth, a mischievous, rabbit-like monster known as a Manga suddenly emerges. Reacting instantly, Ariana draws her bow and calls out the name of her powerful attack. A blur of motion shows the arrow streaking through the air, completely missing his target. She lets out a cry of pure frustration as her attack fails against the creature's speed. The Manga effortlessly dodges the projectile, its smug face seen in a quick close-up. Bouncing away with a spring, it leaves both adventurers stunned by its incredible agility. In a flash, the creature snatches Ariana's bow, and she cries out its name in dismay. A small creature unearths a monstrous soil dragon, making Tyler cry out its name. Amazed by the creature's speed, Tyler tells Ariana they must give chase immediately. While running through the dense jungle, he glances back to check on her. A panting Ariana confirms she is all right, as they continue their frantic pursuit. Both adventurers gasp in unison, shocked by a sudden development in the chase. His suggestion not to separate makes a blushing Ariana giggle with delight. Tyler cautions her about the dangerous ground as the Manga hops just ahead. She offers a sincere thank you for his constant care and attention. With renewed determination, he promises they will retrieve her precious bow. The mischievous Manga continues to bounce away, leading them ever deeper. Ariana watches the relentless creature with a look of quiet concern. Tyler remarks on the creature's stubbornness, as the soul dragon rampages behind them. Suddenly, the rabbit-like creature stops and begins digging furiously at a new spot. It lets out an urgent squeak, trying to draw their attention to its discovery. A brief flashback reveals them celebrating after a difficult chase to catch rabbits. The memory shows a younger Tyler and Ariana vowing to beat up the creatures. Back in the present, a sudden realization strikes Tyler with a gasp. He identifies the creature as a rare and valuable super lucky rabbit. He points out the patch of mandragolas growing right beside the digging creature. Tyler explains the danger, warning the Manga will pluck the plants if startled. He concludes that digging up the entire area is the only safe method. Believing she is better suited for the task, he turns to Ariana for help. Admitting his own lack of finesse, he takes her hand to empower her magic. Completely flustered by his sudden grip, Ariana exclaims his name in surprise. She laughingly admits her happiness, but tries to refocus on their mission. With intense focus, Tyler instructs her to use his mana as well. Her expression shifts to calm resolve as she agrees to take on the task. A soft glow envelops their clasped hands as the magical energy flows. They stand close together, their eyes closed in deep, shared concentration. With serene wonder, she remarks on the amazing feeling of his presence within her. As Tyler entrusts the final step to her, she asks for a little more power. Feeling the strength of hundreds, she triumphantly unleashes her water tail spell. The powerful vortex of water whips forward, zeroing in on a mandragola. In a spectacular display of power, a massive water spell yanks a mandragola from the ground. Tyler marvels at the technique, realizing it cleverly bypasses the creature's dangerous sonic cry. For a brief moment, their successful mission seems complete and the area is calm. Suddenly, the ground begins to tremble violently, signaling an unforeseen danger. A blonde woman with the group cries out a warning as the shaking intensifies. Ariana looks around in alarm, asking what they should do now. The blonde woman steps forward with purpose, preparing to unleash her own magic. Tyler reassures everyone, stating that the captured mandragolas are now a safe distance away. With a powerful cry, the blonde woman unleashes her spell, Wind Wing. A colossal blast of wind magic erupts, tearing through a horde of rabbit-like monsters. Delicate snowflakes form around the caster's hand, revealing a surprising secondary ice effect. The creatures are frozen solid, leaving Tyler and Ariana stunned by the icy tableau. Ariana joyfully declares the quest cleared, admiring the frozen monsters like works of art. Tyler recalls his father's teaching about mixing elements to create special magical talents. His companion praises his extraordinary knowledge, but he humbly deflects the compliment. Ariana credits the powerful outcome to the mana he had previously shared with her. She then celebrates as her own water element and adventurer rank both level up. In her excitement, however, she comically trips over one of the icy monster statues. Her scream of surprise is met with a gasp as a dark shadow falls over them. A heavy, armored boot slams down, accompanied by a low, menacing growl. Another woman from the party expresses her terror, questioning the monster's high level. Ariana points with a trembling finger, trying to warn Tyler about the new threat. A massive boar-headed Orc King looms over them, its sudden appearance shocking them all. Ariana again points out the terrifying beast to Tyler and a smaller companion. The other party stands frozen, staring up at the towering, muscular monster. She questions why such a high-level creature would appear in this particular area. The other adventurers charge forward, yelling for the beast to stay away. With a mighty roar, the Orc King smashes its fist down, sending one fighter flying. Tyler calmly assesses the single enemy and asks Ariana to provide him with backup. One of the injured women looks on, impressed by his courage in the face of danger. The Orc King charges again, its raw powers shaking the very ground they stand on. He realizes his most powerful skill would endanger his allies if used now. With a look of grim resolve, he prepares to face the monster's terrifying roar. A monstrous, boar-headed beast lets out a menacing growl, its jagged teeth bared. With a look of hardened resolve, Tyler pulls back his fist, readying a powerful attack. A vortex of raw energy swirls around his clenched hand as he prepares a strike. He unleashes a devastating flame fist, causing a massive explosion upon impact with the beast. The Orc King's body is blown apart, disintegrating into smoldering, blackened chunks of debris. Two female adventurers watch in stunned silence as the monstrous beast is utterly annihilated. The rest of their party stares in a mixture of awe and disbelief at the overwhelming power. Amidst the flaming remains, Tyler stands protectively over his companion Ariana. A new woman appears with glowing familiars, calmly offering to handle the aftermath of the battle. Healing light emanates from the small creatures as they begin to tend to the wounded. Tyler reflects on the attack's surprising power, his still sizzling hands smoking from the effort. A woman from the other party offers her thanks before rushing to help her friends. He approaches the injured adventurers, asking with genuine concern if they are all right. A dark-haired woman, supported by her friend, reveals a serious-looking injury on her shoulder. She insists she feels little pain, though his worried expression shows his disbelief. Gratefully, she requests that he leave them to handle their own affairs from now on. He protests, unable to ignore such a wound, but she firmly decides to ask Q-chan. The familiar Q-chan leaps onto Tyler, eagerly asking what her master needs from her. She sniffs the air, complaining loudly about the foul smell of the devastated battlefield. Now in her cat-girl form, she boasts about her fire element's incomparable victory. The other party approaches, asking Q-chan for help, much to her annoyed displeasure. The party's leader, Lila, gently tends to her injured fox-eared companion's wounds. Tyler's group watches the healing process, their expressions a mix of curiosity and concern. After the healing is done, Tyler gently praises Q-chan for her hard work. Q-chan approaches Tyler, as Lila follows closely behind them with a determined purpose. The heel fox girl thanks Lila profusely, marveling at her amazing healing abilities. Q-chan jealously questions who this old hag is, declaring her loyalty to her master. Lila ignores the insult, her focus shifting entirely to the young swordsman Tyler. She takes his hand, praising his strength and insisting that she must repay him. With a sudden shove, Lila forcefully pushes Tyler, startling him and his companions. One of her own friends demands to know what she is planning by getting so close. Lila's group stands together as she explains her desire to become even stronger. She gets intimately close, touching his cheek and admiring his fierce spirit. Ariana looks on, surprised and conflicted by the sudden bold invitation. Lila smiles warmly, confirming that Tyler is welcome to join her adventuring party. Glancing over, Ariana feels conflicted, wanting success but not wanting to be separated from Tyler. A silent, serious gaze passes between Tyler and Lila as the decision hangs in the air. With a gentle smile, Tyler closes his eyes and politely informs her he must refuse. Lila's companions show their disappointment, while Lila herself simply remarks that it is a pity. As her party departs, she bids Tyler farewell, promising they will meet again at the trials. Tyler and Ariana stand together, the small cat Q on his shoulder, watching them leave. With a worried look, Ariana expresses her feeling that turning them down was a shame. She then asks Tyler if he is certain about them continuing as just a duo. He looks at her warmly, reassuring her that being with her is already good enough. Visibly stunned and blushing, Ariana hesitantly asks if he truly means what he said. Her face breaks into a radiant, happy smile as she wholeheartedly agrees with his sentiment. The two adventurers walk away together, hand in hand, their partnership newly solidified. Back at the guild, an official inspects their quest item, a well-preserved Mangora plant. He loudly announces their reward of 100,000 gold, shocking the other adventurers present. The official dramatically adds another 50,000 gold for their defeat of the Orc King. He explains the bounty is so high because protecting the city is a nationally recognized feat. Ariana feels anxious, overwhelmed by how serious the situation has suddenly become. She clutches her gloved fists, admitting she has never seen so much money in her life. As they process the news, Ariana asks Tyler what he plans to do with his share. He reveals his plan to save some for Ichika's treatment and the rest for later. Tyler looks surprised by Ariana's reaction to his practical financial planning. Framing her face with her hands, Ariana looks up with a mischievous expression. A gentle laugh escapes her as she thinks about his unchanging, responsible nature. She playfully teases him for being so rigid, suggesting he should try gambling. He gets flustered as she jokes he'll spend it, while she decides to give hers to her mother. Putting the teasing aside, she declares it is time to go home to awaiting Ichika. In a bustling marketplace, Tyler asks Ariana what she is buying for their dinner. Their shopping trip leads them to a stall selling expensive nighttime potions. Ariana lets out a gasp of shock, her face flushing with embarrassment at the implications. Her mind races as she connects the potion's name to its intimate purpose. Holding the potion, Tyler innocently asks Ariana if she has any plans after their dinner. He then asks if she will stay the night, which she agrees to with nervous excitement. With a determined blush, Ariana decides the anticipated moment has finally arrived. Her thoughts are filled with the prospect of finally being with Tyler. Upon arriving, a cheerful Ichika welcomes them home, much to Ariana's nervous delight. A close-up reveals the delicious and plentiful dinner awaiting them on the table. During the meal, Ichika observes that Ariana seems particularly happy that evening. A flustered Ariana announces to a slightly confused Tyler she will shower first. Later, Ichika compliments Ariana's cute pajamas, though Ariana remains visibly tense. A small ornate bottle labeled Nighttime Potion sits on a nightstand. Inside his room, Tyler sits on his bed with a serious, contemplative expression. His determined gaze shows he knows this is the start of his important mission. The scene focuses on the closed, silent door to Tyler's bedroom. Outside, Ariana admits to herself she came because she couldn't wait any longer. She paces nervously, reasoning Tyler would be too shy to invite her in. Steeling her resolve, she decides she must be prepared and wait seriously. Her bare feet stand silently on the floor just outside his room. She stands poised by the door, her expression a mix of nervousness and resolve. Blushing, she quietly tells herself that she is only checking on him. A sound effect emphasizes the moment she presses her ear against the door. She listens intently, her face flushed with anticipation and affection. From inside, Tyler is seen sitting at his desk, facing away from her. He picks up the potion and calls out for someone named Q-chan. Hearing the unexpected name, Ariana's face registers pure, unadulterated shock. In a puff of smoke, a cat-like familiar appears on Tyler's bed. Now in her humanoid form, Q-chan gasps, realizing where she has been summoned. She blushes deeply, wondering if her romantic daydreams are finally coming true. Tyler looks at her with a gentle, knowing expression, confirming her hopes. He holds out the potion, explaining it is the reward she had wanted. Q-chan is overcome with joy, her tail wagging as she calls him Master. Touched by his kindness, she promises to drink it all, and does so. Now completely drunk, she blissfully tells a confused Tyler that she is ready. The bedroom door creaks open just as she tackles Tyler onto the bed. A shadowy figure in the doorway quietly asks if Ariana is present. Ariana's face twists in fury as she screams, calling Q-chan a thief. Amidst the sounds of wailing, an empty bottle rolls across the floor, hinting at the chaos. The bedroom door creaks open, revealing a shocking and chaotic scene. Ariana sobs uncontrollably. confessing her belief that she and Tyler were meant to be intimate. She tries to push Q-chan away, but the cat girl clings happily to Tyler. The commotion is so loud that a neighbor yells for Tyler to explain himself. Echika peeks into the room with concern, calling out to her brother. A desperate Tyler begs for help, as Ariana questions his preference for cat ears. He clarifies he was only rewarding Q-chan, prompting Ariana to demand a reward too. Echika joins in, wanting a reward and hugging Tyler, which stuns Ariana into silence. Overwhelmed by the competing affections, Tyler reflects on the difficulty of gifting a girl. A quiet, transitional moment suggests the passage of time after the chaos. Ariana is shown sleeping peacefully, her earlier emotional storm having passed. The four of them are crammed together in a single bed, fast asleep. A dark, abstract panel marks the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. A montage depicts their intense training and historic success as the month ends. Tyler and Ariana stand proudly, having qualified for the trials in record time. The scene shifts to the interior of a bustling guild hall or tavern. A hand slams a mug down on a table in visible frustration. A man with glasses, Zekt, complains while others gossip about Tyler's incredible feat. The gossip continues, mentioning Tyler was abandoned by his blind former group. Zekt's fork is shown bent and broken from the force of his anger. At another table, a group discusses how much stronger Tyler has become. A man with red hair and glasses approaches them, asking if they know Tyler. One of the women explains that Tyler saved their lives, calling him their rival and savior. The red-haired man smirks, finding this new information very interesting. He leans in with a predatory gaze, asking them to tell him more. The group looks on, surprised and apprehensive at his sudden, pointed interest. The story moves to the start of May, in the vibrant city of Mini. Tyler and Ariana walk through a bustling market, with Ariana marveling at the sights. She excitedly points out cute egg tarts, but Tyler suggests waiting until after the trials. With a slight pout, Ariana reluctantly agrees to his sensible suggestion. Arriving at the high-ranked guild, a man informs them they have been expected. An announcer introduces the top middle rankers, Tyler Solis and Ariana Benneth. A full-body shot shows a female guild official standing formally. Ariana comments on the solemn welcome as they walk through the grand hall. The other competing teams watch the newcomers with serious, assessing expressions. Tyler scans the crowd, wondering if Lila's group has arrived yet. Other adventurers are seen standing in the background, waiting for the ceremony. A female adventurer beside Tyler also looks around with a questioning gaze. Officials announce that all groups are present and the starting ceremony will commence. A high-ranking official with glasses explains the point-based rules of the trials. Ariana confidently tells Tyler that all they need to do is win every match. A muscular man overhears her and comments on their apparent confidence. He introduces himself as Sakaki, condescendingly questioning if middle ranks can win. Tyler and Ariana look on with unimpressed, neutral expressions. Sakaki's gaze turns lecherous as he looks at Ariana and calls her adorable. He offers for her to join his team, calling Tyler a loser. Tyler slaps his hand away, coldly warning him not to touch Ariana. Sakaki recoils in annoyance as the other adventurers watch the confrontation. He belittles them, calling their record a fluke and saying they have no achievements. Ariana puffs out her cheeks, trying to act as if she isn't scared. A close-up shows Tyler's gloved hand gently placed on her head. He reassures her not to worry, telling her that he is there for her. She looks up, a bit unsettled but clearly comforted by his gesture. She admits his touch feels nice and asks him to continue, though she's still worried. A powerful roar from the crowd signals the imminent start of the trials. The announcer calls for the first teams to enter the field for battle. Sakaki sneers, offering to teach the kids some proper etiquette. Tyler coolly dismisses him, telling him to stop his jabbering. Ariana leans in close and whispers that she wants to eat egg tarts. Tyler is momentarily confused by her sudden and unexpected request. She continues whispering, her eyes sparkling with anticipation for the treat. She reminds him of the specific store they passed on their way to the arena. With a determined look, she suggests they finish the battle quickly and go get some. A gentle smile forms on Tyler's face as he quietly agrees to her plan. With newfound determination, Tyler makes a firm promise to take her there. They stand back to back, ready for battle, a caption hyping their incredible strength. The first battle of the rank-up trials officially begins in the arena. Sakaki grins with malicious intent, thinking to himself that his opponent should die. He taunts Tyler, who calmly prepares to use his wind magic. Tyler uses the magic to augment his speed, his feet blurring with motion. He effortlessly weaves between the charging members of Sakaki's team. Tyler's expression remains cool and focused as he evades their attacks. Sakaki is stunned, his powerful attack having missed completely. He throws another punch, yelling for Tyler to eat it, but misses again. His team attacks in a flurry, but none can land a blow, enraging Sakaki. Sakaki's teammates look on in utter disbelief at their inability to hit him. Ariana observes with amusement, noting that they can't seem to catch Tyler. Frustrated by his inability to land a hit, Sakaki decides to change his tactics. He declares he will attack the cutie instead and lunges directly towards Ariana. Tyler's expression turns furious as he shouts out a protective warning. He leaps over Sakaki, positioning himself between his partner and the attacker. Sakaki's teammates cry out in shock at the sudden and agile intervention. With Sakaki distracted, Ariana draws her bow, declaring that the end has come. A massive torrent of water summoned by Tyler blasts Sakaki away with incredible force. The entire opposing team is sent flying and lands in a defeated heap. An official declares an immediate and decisive victory for Team Tyler Ariana. The crowd erupts in thunderous cheers for their incredible win. As they leave the field, Ariana praises Tyler, telling him he was great. Tyler smiles warmly, saying it's for the best, so she didn't have to do anything. The audience buzzes with excitement over their amazing and overwhelming victory. Ariana mutters that Tyler will become popular with the girls if he keeps being so cool. A transition panel shows a bright, cloudy sky, marking a shift in the scene. Ariana happily announces their post-battle plan to get food. With shining eyes, she excitedly exclaims that they will have meat. She drools over the various meat dishes available at a food stall. Tyler expresses concern, but she insists one can't fight on an empty stomach. Their celebration is cut short as they spot a distressed-looking Lila in the street. Tyler recognizes her immediately, his expression shifting to one of serious concern. They learn from Lila that 2 of her team members have been missing since the previous night. The group worries, noting that their friends disappeared at the same time without leaving a message. A woman recalls how her group struggled at the start, their hands clasped together. Overwhelmed with despair, a dark-haired woman declares she quits as friends try consoling her. She tearfully recounts their vow to win first place, now seemingly impossible. Tyler calmly inquires about any recent unusual events, prompting the group's leader to think. A teammate recalls someone asking about Tyler at a tavern, startling him and Ariana. The young woman admits that she was too frightened at the time to say anything. Sensing danger, Ariana urgently presses for a description of the mysterious person. The girl describes a tall, red-haired man with glasses, revealing the culprit's identity. A horrified Ariana speculates if Zek's hatred for Tyler drove him to this. The group's leader, Lila, is overcome with fear as the terrible truth dawns. Tyler's expression becomes grim and determined as he processes the dreadful information. He announces his bad feeling, deciding he and Ariana must return to Toba. Lila grows frantic, worried Tyler will be disqualified from the trials because of them. Tyler simply reassures her that everything will be okay, his resolve firm. He turns to his partner, calling out Ariana's name to get her attention. Facing his friends, he announces his departure, ready to confront the new threat. Tyler explodes into motion, sprinting down a stone alleyway with incredible speed. He resolves to use his flash ability to cut the hour-long journey down. Soaring over the town of Toba, he races against the clock. He remains confident he can return in time for his next match. The sky is cloudy as he makes his way through the town. Landing gracefully, he begins his urgent search for clues to the disappearance. His first stop, he decides, will be to check Zek's last known residence. He pounds his gloved fist firmly against the wooden door, seeking an answer. After a moment, he realizes with frustration that nobody is currently at home. The town square, with its ornate fountain, offers no immediate leads for him. A view of the town's distinct architecture highlights the scope of his search. Leaning against a wall, he laments that searching blindly is a waste of time. A bead of sweat forms as he contemplates his next uncertain move. A gentle hand on his arm and a familiar voice call him Big Brother. His sister Ichika asks why he is here during the important rank-up trials. He forces a smile, warning her to stay inside the house for now. Sensing his tension, Ichika asks with concern if something is wrong with him. He gently dismisses her worries with a reassuring pat on the head. His thoughts reveal a magic barrier he placed on the house to protect her. With his sister's safety secured, he prepares for the next step of his plan. He pulls a piece of cloth from his attire, his expression turning serious. Holding the item, he calls for his companion, Q-chan, to assist him. The small cat is dreaming peacefully about how handsome her master is. His urgent call wakes the cat, pleading for help to find the cloth's owner. The cat looks utterly disgusted by the object being presented to it. Q-chan vehemently refuses to smell the foul-smelling item, much to his surprise. Tyler pleads desperately, insisting that only she has the ability to help him. After securing the promise of a reward, Q-chan agrees and they dash off. Their search leads them to a desolate industrial area filled with warehouses. Skidding to a halt, Tyler is told by Q-chan that they have arrived. The cat points out the source of the stench as Tyler praises her work. The sky above the warehouses seems heavy and ominous, filled with gray clouds. He cautiously peers through a high barred window to get a look inside. Crouching on the roof, he tries to get a better vantage point. What he sees inside makes his eyes widen in sudden shocked realization. A chilling split screen shows his horror contrasted with Zek's sinister, smug smile. Inside, Zek stands before two of Lila's friends, who are bound and gagged. He leans in close, mockingly telling a captive, there is still plenty of time. With sadistic pleasure, he tells her to enjoy the experience thoroughly. Zek's eyes are wide with crazed excitement as he savors his victim's fear. The door is suddenly kicked open, and he spins around, demanding who is there. Tyler stands silhouetted in the doorway, his face a mask of cold fury. He confronts Zek, his voice seething with rage as Zek recognizes him. Zek quickly recovers, taunting Tyler about missing his important rank-up trials. Tyler states firmly that the captured women have nothing to do with their conflict. Zek mockingly refers to the captives as Tyler's friends, confirming his cruelty. Tyler demands to know why Zek didn't confront him directly with his hatred. He questions Zek's plan, noting he didn't even try to force a forfeit. Zek reveals his twisted logic, stating he would rather see Tyler win. He explains the joy he would get from witnessing such oblivious stupidity. He laments that his plan to torture the girls for fun was interrupted. Turning his back, he prepares to resume his vile work on the captives. Zek's expression is one of pure, disturbed anger as he faces his victims. The two captured women lie exhausted and helpless on the cold, hard floor. In a blur of motion, Tyler lunges forward, closing the distance instantly. He lands a heavy blow, sending a shocked Zek stumbling backward in pain. Tyler stands over his fallen adversary, his form an intimidating silhouette. His voice is dangerously calm as he warns Zek that the joking is over. Propped against the table, Zek glares up as Tyler repeats his command. Zek suddenly notices that something is amiss with his former captives. He sees that the ropes binding the women have been cleanly severed. Realizing Tyler used wind magic, he is momentarily shocked but recovers quickly. He summons two flame swords, dismissing Tyler's magic as amateurish and weak. Tyler argues it isn't about elemental advantages, but Zek remains arrogant. A glint of cruel calculation appears in Zek's eye as he forms a plan. He points his flaming sword at a captive, using her as a hostage. A powerful burst of energy surges from the tip of his menacing blade. Tyler roars in defiance, refusing to let Zek harm the innocent woman. In an instant, Tyler is behind Zek, grabbing his sword arm to stop him. The two swords clash violently as Tyler overpowers his opponent's desperate attack. Zek collapses, crying out in agony as he clutches his now useless arm. Tyler notes that Zek can no longer wield a sword with that arm. However, he is not finished and prepares to deliver another, final blow. Zek looks on in absolute terror, his body trembling as he faces his fate. Tyler stands over him and delivers a calm, definitive verdict. Zek has lost. A sphere of dark, chaotic energy swirls and condenses in Tyler's gloved hand. His face cast in shadow, Tyler prepares to unleash a terrifying new power. He utters a single chilling word, naming the spell that will end this. Zek is thrown into a state of pure mental agony, screaming in torment. He clutches his head, groaning as the horrifying visions overwhelm his mind. Tyler stands over the incapacitated Zek, the dark magic having done its work. The defeated man lies on the ground, completely broken by the mental assault. The two rescued women watch from the doorway with worried expressions. One of them asks with concern if Tyler had just killed their tormentor. Two women watch from a doorway, worriedly asking if the man is still alive. Tyler reassures them, explaining he only affected the man's mind with his magic. The dark-haired girl marvels at his cool and versatile abilities. With a serious look, the blonde girl thanks him, but cautions against using dark magic. He takes her advice to heart, promising to be more careful in the future. Turning to his familiar, he cheerfully asks Kyuchan to heal the injured men. The cat-like creature complains about the frequent danger, but accepts its master's trust. After transforming, Kyuchan lands in his arms and cheekily demands bonus rewards. The mechanics of the nightmare spell are revealed, triggered by the target's malice. He contemplates the nature of modern dark magic users while his friends recover. Touching his head, Tyler notes that the spell's backlash doesn't hurt him much. He announces he is leaving the rest to the two women who agree. The rescued companions look on with somber and grateful expressions. The injured men thank Tyler sincerely, urging him to go on without them. Changing his mind, Tyler brightly suggests they all return together to their friend Lila. His two new companions are completely shocked by his impossible-seeming proposal. The dark-haired girl protests, but he confidently tells them to leave it to him. He invokes a powerful wind spell, Horizontal Cloud, as she watches in amazement. She marvels at his ability to perform such an elaborate and advanced spell. Scooping up both girls, Tyler tells them to hold on tightly for the ride. The ground blurs beneath them as they shoot forward at incredible speed. They soar through the air, a whirlwind of motion, closing in on their destination. Arriving above Mine City, the girls celebrate their successful and speedy return. For a moment, Tyler catches his breath, the exertion of the spell finally showing. The group rushes forward, united in their purpose now that they have arrived. Lila greets him with a tender and heartfelt embrace, welcoming him back. Looking at him with a gentle smile, she softly speaks his name. Overwhelmed with emotion, Tyler returns the sentiment, confirming he is back. Their friends watch the touching reunion from a respectful distance. He notes the strange sensation of his depleted mana starting to recover. Lila pulls back, patting his head and praising him for his hard work. She apologetically reminds him that the rank-up trials are about to begin. Stepping forward, Ariana firmly states she will take the lead this time. She takes Tyler's hand, and he immediately confirms he feels better now. Renewed and determined, the pair resolve to win the upcoming match together. The finale is announced as the two teams face off for the last battle. In the stands, their friends cheer enthusiastically as the match is about to begin. Both teams stare each other down with intense focus, ready for the signal. Tyler suggests they go all out from the start, and Ariana agrees confidently. He and his opponent simultaneously unleash powerful torrents of magical energy. His flame sword easily overpowers the opposing spell with devastating force. The defeated opponents lie on the ground as their teammate rushes to their side. An announcer declares an immediate victory for Tyler Souls and Ariana Bennett. Their friends in the crowd erupt in cheers, celebrating their complete victory. Their overwhelming triumph is hailed as an unprecedented event in the trial's history. Ariana looks on, slightly dazed by the speed and finality of their win. A guild official announces their prize, a large, newly built house in Mine City. The official presents the deed to Ariana, acknowledging her past achievements. She explains the reward is for their potential and devotion to the city. This house, the official clarifies, should be viewed as a form of aid. Ariana is utterly stunned, struggling to comprehend the incredible news. She is told the house is theirs now to do with as they please. As they walk away, she wonders what to do with the house that just appeared. Their friends suddenly appear, showering them with confetti and congratulations. Tyler and Ariana are completely taken aback by the surprise celebration. A dark-haired woman winks, confirming it was a planned surprise for them. She invites them to join the celebration, which is also a thank you. The two victors exchange a brief, bashful glance before being swept into the party. The entire group raises their mugs in a boisterous and triumphant toast. A sign on the tavern door indicates a private party is in progress. One woman playfully dismisses the idea that their groups are on the same level. She explains their opponents were already weakened from their first battle. Tyler modestly congratulates Alila, attributing their success to her help. The dark-haired woman affectionately urges a flustered Tyler to eat more. Another woman tries to give Tyler her address as a thank you gift. Two other women eagerly join in, also wanting to give him their information. A jealous Ariana erupts, forbidding any exchange of personal information. Later, the group enjoys dessert together, the earlier tension forgotten. The tavern is shown under a starry night sky, the party continuing inside. Back in Toba, Tyler tells his sister Echika about their victory and reward. Echika is stunned, repeating the words "an entire house" in disbelief. Tyler and Ariana listen as Ichika processes the incredible news. He describes Mini City as a port town near the sea, which excites Ichika. She makes her brother promise to take her to the beach when she's better. Inspired, Tyler asks Lila and Ariana if they want to move to Mini City. He explains his reasoning, stating he can't leave Ichika alone. He turns to ask Ariana directly for her opinion on the matter. Before he can finish, Ariana shouts an enthusiastic and unequivocal, "Yes!" She gets lost in a daydream about their new life together as newlyweds. Ichika happily declares that she will stay with her big brother too. Kyu also pledges his loyalty, promising to stay with its master always. Tyler looks at his supportive family and thanks everyone for their agreement. Ichika and Ariana are immediately excited to start preparing for the move. He remarks that they are going to be very busy from now on. A week later, Tyler calls out for Ichika in their now empty house. Ichika looks around the barren room with a sad, forlorn expression. She tells her brother that leaving their old home is sad, despite the fun. Tyler looks on with an empathetic and understanding expression. A montage of happy childhood memories within the house flashes through his mind. He reassures her they will make many new memories in their new home. Outside, Ariana calls from a waiting carriage, asking if they are ready to leave. Ariana stands confidently by the carriage waiting for them to depart. The carriage begins its journey, leaving their old town behind. During a rest stop, Tyler checks on Ichika, who says she is feeling fine. Ichika happily states that Kyu-chan has made her feel much better. She excitedly points out something in the scenery to her big brother. She crouches down, captivated by a patch of beautiful purple flowers. Tyler and Ariana watch her, glad to see her so healthy and energetic. Ichika waves, calling for her brother to hurry up and join her. The group pauses at an overlook, gazing at a vast, sparkling body of water. A group of friends stands together, gazing out at a beautiful, sparkling vista. The youngest girl in the party lets out a cry of pure, unadulterated wonder. Resting on a log, they all agree the scenery is absolutely gorgeous. Tyler muses about bringing lunchboxes and suggests they should visit again sometime. Suddenly, a piercing scream shatters the peaceful atmosphere, putting them on high alert. In the distance, a horse-drawn carriage is being swarmed by dark, winged creatures. A hooded figure inside cries out desperately, asking if anyone is there to help. The menacing bird-like monsters land with a heavy thud on the carriage roof. Tyler knows monsters shouldn't be outside a dungeon, but realizes there's no time. He channels crackling magical energy, preparing to launch a swift counterattack. Leaping through the air, he unleashes a powerful and decisive electric flash attack. The world becomes a blur of violent motion and blinding light as he strikes. He identifies the defeated creatures as high-rank Illumibirds, adding to the mystery. Turning his attention to the carriage, he calmly announces that the area is safe now. Two hooded figures, one blonde and one brunette, emerge with startled expressions. The blonde girl's eyes widen in absolute awe as she beholds her rescuer. She sees him as a divine being, telling her companion he has come for them. Dramatically, she reaches out, asking the handsome sir to please stop by. Her fervent plea is for him to gently lead her soul towards the sky. He blushingly insists that he is a real live person, not an illusionary savior. Ariana arrives, shocked to find the fight over, and Tyler with a stranger. Running forward, she demands to know why he is suddenly hugging this new girl. The small girl points, asking if this fierce-looking woman is Tyler's cute wife. Ariana playfully teases that he and the mysterious girl seem like a fated pair. Later, she graciously offers the girls help with any worries they might have. Inside their new home, a young maid peeks out from a partially opened door. The maid, now fully visible, offers them some simple black tea to enjoy. A quiet, tense atmosphere settles over the room as the group gathers. The air is thick with unspoken questions and a palpable sense of gravity. The maid makes a serious request, asking them to keep their meeting a secret. Tyler and his friends listen intently with concerned and curious expressions. Standing formally, she apologizes for not having introduced themselves sooner. A brilliant light seems to fill the room as she prepares for a revelation. The group stares in disbelief, muttering the word princess under their breath. The blonde girl Maria quietly confirms that the extraordinary claim is the truth. Ariana laughs nervously, asking them to please stop joking around with her. Tyler challenges them, demanding proof of royalty in the form of a tattoo. Princess Maria calmly confirms that he is correct about the royal insignia. With a determined look, she announces she will now show them the proof. Sakura protests the impropriety, but Maria insists she is old enough to do this. She explains that the position of the insignia is different for each royal. Lifting her bodice, she reveals that hers is located right on her chest. She bares her chest, displaying the 8-petal flower tattoo below her collarbone. A flustered Maria asks if they only need to see a small part of it. Ariana lets out a muffled cry of shock at the sudden bold display. She lunges forward to shield the smaller girl's eyes from the unexpected sight. Tyler, covering his own eyes, confirms he sees it and now believes her. With her identity proven, he asks why a princess is in a place like this. Sakura reveals the grim truth. Princess Maria is wanted by her own nation. She explains that Maria was considered an eyesore to the other royals. They fled the castle in the night to escape being captured by the rivals. Sakura contrasts Maria's kindness with her younger sister Nora, a perfect puppet. She begs Sir Tyler to lend his strength to the kind-hearted princess. Princess Maria quietly utters Sakura's name, acknowledging the desperate plea. Sakura asks for any help, even if it is just a temporary hiding place. Tyler gently tells the two women to please raise their heads from their bow. As they look up at him, he faces them with a deeply conflicted expression. He admits he wants to help, but is afraid for his own sister's safety. Princess Maria somberly acknowledges that his fear is indeed justified. His friends express their sympathy for the princess, feeling terrible for her. They appeal to his character, saying abandoning people in need isn't like him. Bolstered by their support, Tyler declares they will find a solution together. His inner conflict settles and his resolve hardens. He has made his decision. Facing them once more, he calmly agrees that he will help them. Sakura is overcome with relief, thanking him profusely for his immense kindness. She turns to her mistress, but stops, confused by the princess's odd reaction. Princess Maria suddenly suggests that if they don't trust her, they should tie her up. The group is left utterly flabbergasted by the bizarre and unexpected proposal. With a blissful expression, she exclaims that being tied up real tight is best. She passionately declares that, as a princess, being tied up is what she loves most. They let the S&M-loving princess stay, who is then shown happily bound by ropes. Later, Tyler and Ariana walk home, noting the surprisingly easy registration process. Ariana voices her worry about when their pursuers might eventually find them. A small creature, Q, reassures her master to leave everything to her protection. Tyler's expression is grim as he considers the potential dangers that lie ahead. Ariana looks back at him, her own face etched with a shared sense of concern. She tries to reassure him, reminding him that she can cast defensive magic. Tyler expresses his hope that he is just being overly anxious about the situation. A heavy, ominous feeling settles over them as they approach their destination. Arriving at their house, they stop dead in their tracks, sensing something is wrong. Both of them immediately notice the heavy, unsettling air around the home. Ariana reaches for the door, her voice filled with dread for what is inside. They exchange worried glances, preparing themselves for a potential confrontation. Bursting through the door, Tyler announces their return with a sense of urgency. Their eyes fall upon two figures collapsed on the floor in the distance. The cause of their defeat is revealed. A victorious royal straight flush in poker. Princess Maria cries out in disbelief, lamenting the loss of all her chips. Tyler and Ariana's intense tension dissolves into comical, wide-eyed exasperation. The residents cheerfully welcome them home, confirming that everything is still fine. Tyler offers to get tea himself, still processing the absurd anticlimax. In the kitchen, he learns that their new guests have cleaned the entire house. He is surprised and visibly touched by their unexpected helpfulness and initiative. Princess Maria explains they felt bad just sitting around doing nothing all day. Q and Sakura confirm they helped with the work, making it go quickly. A small, warm smile on his face, Tyler sincerely thanks everyone for their hard work. Maria daydreams about winning, so Tyler will thank her by tying her up. The other girls discuss how Tyler himself became the grand prize for their game. The chips for their high-stakes match are revealed to be a bowl of candy. Unaware of his role in their game, Tyler peacefully sips his drink in the background. Princess Maria's face is flushed with intense determination as she plays her hand. Princess Maria puffs her cheeks, concentrating intensely on her hand of cards during the game. Her expression falls into one of utter defeat and dismay after losing the round. Throwing a tantrum, Maria demands a rematch, which Sakura agrees will be the final round. Q-chan warns not to underestimate a cat's luck, while Maria vows to show her true abilities. With a dramatic flash of light, the final decisive round of the game begins. The others cheer as Sakura is declared the winner, leaving Maria and Q-chan devastated. Tyler notes that only the princess and Q-chan seem serious, with Sakura agreeing it was a joke. Later that evening, the mood in the house shifts as nighttime falls. As Tyler walks down the hall, he turns, sensing a presence behind him. Sakura reveals her prize for winning was not a joke, but a real benefit. She walks past a completely stunned Tyler, carrying her pillow with a determined look. Entering his room, she gets into his bed, asking to be excused for the intrusion. Tyler stands beside the bed, utterly bewildered as Sakura settles in, ready for sleep. He stares in speechless confusion, a bead of sweat on his face, utterly flustered. In a quiet bedroom, Tyler and Sakura lie in separate beds under one blanket. A flustered Tyler wonders if Sakura is truly serious about spending the night. He resolves to check her expression to see if this is just a joke. As he leans closer, Sakura's eyes suddenly snap open, catching him off guard. She swiftly pulls him down towards her, their faces now just inches apart. She calmly asks if something is wrong, while he nervously insists that it's nothing. Trying to break the tension, he offers to share some interesting stories with her. He specifies the stories are about Princess Maria, much to Sakura's startled protest. Tyler begins by asking for Sakura's thoughts, remarking on how happy Maria seemed today. Sakura assumes the princess is always so boisterous, but Tyler gently corrects her. A memory surfaces of Sakura explaining she has been by Maria's side for years. She reveals she had never witnessed the princess smile with such carefree joy before. Sakura explains that Maria was always rigid with fear until meeting Tyler himself. The young man is left speechless, processing the profound impact he has had. Lying together, the dark-haired boy asks for the secret to making people smile. Solis describes Ichika's profound selflessness, always caring for others despite her own pain. He continues praising Q's compassion and Ariana's exceptional talent for taking care of people. His friend listens with a somber expression, quietly processing the weight of these words. With a gentle smile, Solis reassures him, telling him not to pressure himself. This advice, however, only sparks a look of sharp determination in the boy's eyes. His hand clenches tightly into a fist, a new resolve forming within him. He realizes with pained certainty that the princess must be more lonely than he thought. Suddenly, a gentle hand rests on his head, ruffling his hair in a comforting gesture. Solis kindly asks him to stay and laugh, promising his full support and assistance. Face to face, the two friends share a moment of quiet, powerful emotional connection. Overwhelmed with gratitude, the dark-haired boy agrees, his eyes shining as he thanks him. Solis pulls him into a tender embrace, telling him to rest well for the night. Safe in his friend's arms, he quickly succumbs to a deep and peaceful sleep. A decorative floral pattern marks a gentle and quiet transition in the scene. Holding his sleeping friend, Solis comically wonders if he must stay like this until morning.